Hey Steelers Nation, welcome back. The Pittsburgh Steelers are always looking for ways to improve, and this offseason is shaping up to be a wild one. With free agency and trade rumors swirling, the team is being linked to one of the most dynamic wide receivers in the NFL. But before we get into all the details, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us bring you the latest Steelers news and updates. Now let's talk about the big headline. Deebo Samuel could be on the move, and the Steelers are being named as a top landing spot. The San Francisco 49ers have given Pro Bowl wide receiver Deebo Samuel permission to explore a trade, and it didn't take long for the Steelers to be listed as one of the teams to watch. The 29-year-old is coming off a season where he played 15 games, racking up 670 receiving yards and 4 total touchdowns. While those numbers aren't record-breaking, Samuel's impact on the field goes far beyond just stats. Samuel himself confirmed the news, telling ESPN, "It was a hard conversation to have with Kyle Shanahan because of the relationship that we have, but I have to do what's best. I'm more than thankful for the Niners giving me the opportunity of a lifetime, but now I think it's best that we find another team." The Steelers were already in the market for wide receiver help, having been linked to trade rumors surrounding Brandon Ayuk last offseason. Now, with Samuel available, Pittsburgh has a chance to land a player who could completely transform their offense. CBS Sports' Garrett Podell broke down why Samuel is such a unique weapon. Since entering the league in 2019, he has led all wide receivers in yards after catch per reception for 4 straight seasons and holds the record for the most rushing touchdowns by a wide receiver in NFL history. His versatility makes him one of the most dangerous players in the league, and a player like that in Pittsburgh's offense would be a game changer. But what would it take to get him? That's where things get tricky. The Steelers are already up against some financial hurdles this offseason, and Samuel's $15.8 million cap hit is a big factor in any potential trade. Pittsburgh would need to create some cap space, and that could mean making tough decisions elsewhere on the roster. There's also the matter of trade compensation. The 49ers aren't just going to give Samuel away. If Pittsburgh wants to make this move, they'll likely need to give up significant draft capital. The question is, are the Steelers willing to pay the price? While wide receiver is a big priority, Pittsburgh's quarterback situation remains the biggest storyline of the offseason. The team has both Justin Fields and Russell Wilson on the roster, but there's no clear long-term answer at the position. Team president Art Rooney II has already stated that the organization intends to re-sign either Wilson or Fields, ideally to a multi-year deal. But NFL insider Ian Rappaport recently reported that the Steelers could go in a completely different direction if another veteran quarterback becomes available. Could this impact their pursuit of Deebo Samuel? Absolutely. If the Steelers commit big money to a quarterback, they may not have the flexibility to bring in a high-priced wide receiver like Samuel. But if they choose to move forward with a more budget-friendly option, like keeping Fields on a shorter deal, it could open the door for a blockbuster move at wide receiver. There have even been whispers about Pittsburgh possibly considering a veteran quarterback like Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, or Sam Darnold if they decide to part ways with both Fields and Wilson. While none of those names are guaranteed to be on the move, it's clear that the Steelers are keeping their options open. One thing the Steelers can't afford to do is continue the revolving door at quarterback. Since Ben Roethlisberger retired, the team has struggled to find consistency at the position. If Pittsburgh decides to bring in another new veteran, instead of sticking with Fields or Wilson, that would mean starting their 4th different quarterback in 4 seasons. That kind of instability rarely leads to success. Just look at the Indianapolis Colts. They tried the same approach with Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, and Matt Ryan in consecutive seasons, and it resulted in 0 playoff appearances. The Steelers are a franchise built on stability and long-term success. They need to make a decision at quarterback that allows them to build continuity, whether that means committing to Fields, bringing back Wilson, or drafting a young quarterback to develop. It's been 8 seasons since the Steelers last won a playoff game, and the frustration is building among fans. Many believe head coach Mike Tomlin should be on the hot seat after another early postseason exit. However, former Steelers outside linebacker Joey Porter Sr. isn't buying it. In fact, he thinks the fan base is spoiled and doesn't realize how lucky they are to have a coach like Tomlin. "That's just the price of doing business in Pittsburgh," Porter said during Super Bowl Media Week. We're not sorry that we're spoiled to a point where 10 games ain't good enough." So he's been on a hot seat in their mind, the city's mind. Not Mr. Rooney's mind. Mr. Rooney knows exactly what they have in a good coach in Mike Tomlin. But the city does this to him every year. Porter is referring to the yearly cycle where Tomlin's job security becomes a debate among fans and media, despite his remarkable consistency. In 18 seasons as head coach, Tomlin has never had a losing season, a feat unmatched in modern NFL history. But for many in Pittsburgh, regular season success isn't enough anymore. Art Rooney, too, weighs in on Tomlin's job security Steelers president. Art Rooney II recently addressed this topic in an interview with WTAE's Ashley Liotis. Despite the disappointing end to the season, he remains confident in Tomlin and the team's culture. "Look, I'm very comfortable with the culture in this team," Rooney said. "I think it is a winning culture. I think people need to keep it in perspective here. Even though we haven't reached our goal of winning a Super Bowl, we've had winning teams. We've been making the playoffs, and I understand the disappointment in terms of not succeeding in the postseason and that, that's what we have to do." Rooney makes a strong point. The Steelers haven't had a losing season since 2003, and they consistently compete in one of the toughest divisions in football. While playoff success has been lacking, Pittsburgh is always in the mix. Porter: "Did we finish how we wanted? No, but we overachieved." Joey Porter Sr. echoed Rooney's sentiment, acknowledging the team's struggles, but also pointing out that they exceeded expectations this season. "Did we finish the way we want to finish? Absolutely not," Porter said. "The 5-game losing streak hurts. But are we that disappointed? Because I don't think they had us winning 10 games and being close to winning the division. Because we had a chance to win the division before it was over." Porter is right. The Steelers were projected to win 8.5 games before the season started. They finished with 10 wins and had a shot at the AFC North title late in the season. That's not a failure by any means. So here's where things stand. Deebo Samuel is available, and the Steelers are a potential landing spot. The cost of acquiring him, both in draft capital and salary, could be a major hurdle. The team's quarterback situation could impact their ability to make a move for Samuel. Constant turnover at quarterback is not a winning formula, and the Steelers need stability moving forward. Now, I want to hear from you. Should the Steelers go all in on trading for Deebo Samuel? Would he be the perfect weapon to take this offense to the next level? Or should Pittsburgh focus on getting their quarterback situation settled first? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation going. And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any Steelers updates. The offseason is just getting started, and we've got plenty more to cover. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.